This is a Frank podcast.
This Warriors Live Podcast 2025, episode 31, brought to you by King's Container Crew, my favourite container crew mob. I'm pretty sure they're yours as well, Brad. Head to kingskontainercrew.com for all your container packing and unpacking solutions. And that little old Work With Us tab if you're looking to get a gig with those guys. Also, New Zealand TAB and Frank Podcasts. Will and Brad here. Another teamless Tuesday, fairly big one after a loss to Penrith on Saturday and a few injuries to come out of that one, and a huge game against the Broncos this Saturday, Brad. It's all happening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Battling a little cold, a little bit chesty, hacky cough that might appear every now and then during the pod, but I guess it's just the general mood too. That's the game. And I'm all hacky and fluey and coldy and moody, like that game was. That was a hack.
Yeah, geez, it was a tough watch, wasn't it? Welcome to anyone that's watching live. Chuck your questions into the chat there. Riz is already in there. He loves it. Evening, lads. Geez, just wipe that one away, eh? 28-18 to a Penrith team missing their 5 best players. We only had Kurt Capewell out on top of a couple of injuries, but it was a missed opportunity. 2 points they should have been able to bank and never really looked like they were keen to lay a platform, dig in like they have all season. And when it was time to sort of mount a bit of a second half charge, this kind of went missing.
Like, it wouldn't have been intentional, but they were just lacking a bit of fizz right from the kickoff, weren't they? Like, they almost like the game was going to come to them rather without putting in the effort. There was a lot of things that they'd usually do well week in, week out that were probably not bad, but lower than their standards have been in the last few weeks. Yeah, it was terrible. I was sitting there watching. In the end, second half, I can't remember it, man. I had the 1,000-mile stare on and that Simon and Garfunkel song, "Hello, darkness, my old friend," just going over in my head as I stared at this TV blankly. It was due. It was due. I'm a little bit. Were we due one of them? And is it a good lesson to learn this time of the season?
I think timing-wise, it is. Timing-wise, it probably was. Like, they'd won 7 of their last 8. I think overachieving. Second equal on the ladder, now dropped to 4th on 4 and against behind the Storm. I think the disappointing factor was that it was, gift wrap 2 points against the very understrength Penrith team at home. Like, I'd rather have that game against the Broncos of Suncorp this weekend, or a tougher game. But that was just 2 points they really would have been banking on. And now if they lose this weekend to Brisbane, and this is a tough one, then slip behind Melbourne probably. Then then all of a sudden the Broncos and co are only a couple of wins behind us. Might be one that comes back to bite us, or it might be one that kickstarts another bit of a run.
Yeah,
but,
I think
overall I was pretty disappointed. I thought it was a bit of a throwback to 2024, where you think the very base level of what you're going to get, and you get something several rungs below that.
Yeah, it was shithouse, wasn't it? Absolutely shithouse. Clumsy, getting cut to ribbons by absolute unknowns. Like, who was some of these people carving through our line? Like, it's pretty embarrassing. Especially just letting them off, getting out of their danger zone easily, just scything through gaps that usually aren't there in our defensive line.
Yeah, and diabolical under the high ball or the short kickoff. I mean, what a shambles it was. Poor old Dallin and Myla Graham Tulfa, our boy, they were a mess out on that side. Chance started losing his cool under the high ball. We just got dominated through the middle. I've got some stats here, Brad, that were quite jarring given what we're used to this season. Only 45% possession, which does hint at a loss, but on top of that, because of that, I guess we took a bath in the run meters department. 1485 to Penrith 1964, but the average set distance only 34.5 meters to the Panthers 43.6. Usually we're pretty good in that department, and we just got caned. Moses Leota had a big game, Lindsay Smith, and it kind of felt like it was left to Aaron Clark to get any sort of league speed or post contact through that whole game. Penrith 9 offloads to 1. And felt like that too. We couldn't shut the ball down, and Warriors not really keen to play any second phase. 6 line breaks to 2. Just very flat.
I had a mate turn up half time. I watched it in the bar here, and a mate turned up at half time, and he goes, "How he's going?" I said, "Oh, we're losing, but we're better. We'll get it sorted in the second half, and we'll run over top of them." But it just got worse and worse. I thought there was no turnaround, no momentum shift. The reffing was pretty average both ways. I thought he had a bit to do with some funny odd calls, but we just done nothing at all. So was Metcalf injured? I've heard whisper. I haven't actually been told fair and square if he was injured or not in that second half. Do you know anything?
He was playing like he was, and he seemed to be hobbling a bit. He had that had that sort of, I don't know, maybe it was just like a NBA player's shooter's sleeve over his thigh. Thought it might give him a bit of an extra zip, but anyway. So I think he was hobbling a little bit when you sort of paid attention to him, and he certainly didn't run the ball after halftime.
I don't know if I'd look too much into this game. I'm real keen to see this weekend's game. Like this, I honestly feel this is a blip, and like most teams do go through an odd performance throughout a season. I'm hoping this is just one of those odd performances where they just don't get it right, and they just expect it to come to them. I'm not too upset about it, to be honest. Everyone thinks I'll be gutted and down. Went into places. Oh, how you feeling after that one? It's like, we were due it probably. We're probably due one. So I hope, I'll be brassed off this weekend if we go over and lose to the Broncos, who in that Sharks game, I'm not scared too much of them either. They're just as average as the Sharks. So I don't know. Tough.
Wak Up, he's hot in the chat at the moment, and he's the press conference, Andrew Webster said it was only a cork, and that he'll be in this week. But and a cork is very painful at the time, but usually all good to go for the next next week. There's been a fair bit of chat about typical Warriors losing after the bye. So I crunched the numbers. Nick Hewitt is asking when we last won a game coming out of the bye. So I'll lay these numbers on you.
Hit us with some straight facts.
Straight facts. It was our third in a row after a bye, third loss in a row. There was the 2018 loss in Canberra with Chanel's infamous missed conversion, and then the loss to Melbourne at Amy Park in round 6. I mean, we're never really odds on to win that one, were we? 2020. So, and we did thrash Manly coming. It was an official bye, but we had a weekend off after Vegas and thrash Manly coming out of it. So anyone who's whinging about us losing every game after a bye, you're a little bit off the mark. Won a couple and 2 of 3 coming out of the bye in 2023, 1 of 3 in last season. So it's not really that much of a drama, really.
Not yet.
And a bit of I guess comfort coming into next week's bye. And when we play West Tigers at home after that, it's not quite the bogey that some people are suggesting it might be. Disappointing to lose 2 in a row at Mount Smart. I mean, we've been carving up in Australia 5 straight, win 5 in a row in New South Wales for the first time, and 2 sellouts at Mount Smart and a couple of losses. Canberra one excusable, this one not so much.
Nah. Were we missing our superstar centre, Kate Well?
Dally M Centre of the Year elect.
And waiting, definitely.
Yeah.
Need him back out
I think. I mean, poor old MGT, and it's well documented, Brad, that we've been huge fans of the nuggety MGT, South Sydney bound. He got his opportunity and kind of bottled it, really. in
the group chat, I think we simultaneously sent messages. Oh, that's why.
Jeez, the old
podcast is
cursed. Come back to bite him. Great, like he showed what he could do in that last couple of minutes. It was a sensational long range try.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just flighty, isn't he? Maybe.
Yeah, and I've always sort of maintained I thought it would would benefit from having a couple of runs in first grade as a winger, where he started his New South Wales Cup career and carved up. I think it would be really good there, but never got that chance and hasn't really taken his centre opportunities in first grade, unfortunately. And I'd dare say, just other than injury crisis time, and the centres have been quite the area of injuries this year, that he might not get another run this year. Rocco Berry is supposedly fit. That doesn't excite me too much, given he can't get through a game. But and then there's the Capewell option with, we've got plenty of forward depth. So
yeah, that last game last two games Rocco played, I thought he was pretty, compared to what we've seen since. I think he might be leading as my preferred, one of my preferred centres behind Capewell, of course. Who would have think?
Yeah,
Capers.
Yeah, well, he's plugging a gap and, leads the line speed, does plenty of work, and can come up with a big play. Saw him in Origin, sensational try.
He's got one of
centres, but
he's got one of those league players' voices, eh? The real just
the Lockie's taken.
What happens to a footy player? Because quite a few people get that, don't they?
Well, Lockyer and Gary Larson was a famous one as well. They took a knock to the voice box, so that's what happened to Lockyer. He was quite high and squeaky.
Yeah. So he actually copped one shot and it changed it. I wonder if Capewell could. Jesus, that's a husk. That's a lot of durries, and he can't be punching that many durries playing like centre like he is.
That's a good point there from ICU. Podcasters curse didn't affect Milky Jenkins. He had a blinder again, as did Casey McLean and a couple of veterans in the Penrith team. A couple of more comments from the live chat here. Sam and Tom, aloha from tropical Twizel. Oh, good. You might be the only two people in Twizel listening, I dare say, right now.
Aloha.
The Panthers did to us what we did to them last year. Yeah, good point. They went on to win a grand final. Shit. Well, book your tickets for Sydney in September.
Shit. Sammy, Tom, whoever wrote that, Sam and Tom maybe, but it's something to hang on to, isn't it?
Yeah, shit, yeah. Brad, any standouts for you on the weekend? Obviously, there was plenty of disappointing performances, but anyone that you were...
I thought Jake Laban played good. He's improving each week. Old Jakey Laban. Chanel's shoulder. Jeez.
Oh, put on some big ones.
God, he crunched a couple, didn't he? So yeah, I thought although the game didn't go his way, maybe with the ball in hand, geez, that's what he does, those little things, doesn't he, every now and then? When things aren't quite going his way, he finds something in another direction to sort of put in. Yeah, I love that about that kid.
Just a footballer, to pull out an old cliche.
Max Daddy, shout out Max Daddy in the chat. Where was Lukey? He did disappear, and is that worrying, Will? Did he disappear, or did that none of them were there, were they?
It didn't have much of a platform to work off. I thought, he had a try. He set up both tries. I don't think he was terrible, but obviously, he couldn't take the game on with his cork, so he wasn't running the ball. And there's some shocking kicks in that second half when we really could have done with some on Penrith's line. He was spraying them all over the place. So it wasn't. But he's had probably his best, but
8 games this year where he was there in tough times, like in tight times, hasn't he? He's been there every other. It was a bastard of a game, wasn't it? Just a bludger.
Yeah. I thought Kings Container Crew player ratings. Jacob Laban 7.5. Aaron Clark best on the field, in my opinion. Again, just keeps standing up. 43 tackles, 131 meters, which was by far the best of any of the Warriors forwards. 7 tackle breaks. Every time he touched the ball, you noticed it. I thought Jackson Ford was pretty good. Scored a try, 111 meters and 42 tackles. And Dimitri Vaimalga again impressed me. Like Laban, breakout game against Cronulla, and I thought he was excellent again. 39 minutes, he had 84 metres, 24 tackles, the short ball that put MGT away, and the only offload of the night as well earlier on. So, and he's getting into a bit of ball playing in the middle there.
He's starting to fire up, eh? Him and Laban, because at first it was all the lights were shining on Halasima there for a good month or so, but these other boys are starting to string together some performances all of a sudden.
Yeah,
geez, that 4-pack's in good nick, man. Shout out to old Jacko Ford too. I had a sly tenner on him to score a try, paying $8.50. Got 85 back, but he scored first try in the end. That must have been paying some numbers. So I'm gutted I didn't sniff that out. But so cheers, Jacko. You're a good bastard, man.
Yeah, good on you, Jacko. They'll need to be with Marata Nukore ruled out, I think, with that concussion this week. So whether it's Bunty comes in or that seems to be the next cab off the rank, I guess. The New South Wales Cup and kind of leapfrog by Tanner Stow-Smith, but
he has been. Mate Frankie, who you met in our Aussie trip, Frank and Reese. Frank sent me a voice message. He wants Bunty back. He's praying for some Bunty this weekend. So I'm not too far. I don't know. Tom Arley's been playing good in the New South Wales Cup as well, though.
Yeah, I guess get Bunty in there starting, soak up those early minutes and soften them up for Dimitri.
Is he stuck on 146 games as well, or something like that? 140, like he's pretty close to a milestone too, I think, Bunty too, the poor bastard.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him get there.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, Brad, there'll be changes. Poor old Dal Martini-Zalesniak injury curve. Hasn't been a happy year for him. Long-term injury to start this season. Not playing that great when he got back. Tough night until getting hip dropped by his former Kiwis teammate Scott Sorensen, who's been suspended. And out for another 4 to 6, you reckon? So
tough year for Dal.
Who's coming in? Tane Tuapiki, he missed last week after getting that horrific shot in New South Wales Cup, but he should be available. Is he straight back in? Ed Cossey, an early double in New South Wales Cup, playing better than we're probably used to him. Playing in reserve grade. Does he come in? Yeah.
I'd say I don't mind. Ed's last couple of games for the first grade team were actually pretty good or impressive outings.
Yeah, he went really well. Yep.
Tane, we love Tane. He's a nippy. We want to see him. He's quite exciting. So for excitement, I'd probably prefer Tane in there. But neither of them are. I think you get the same sort of output from both of them at the moment.
Yeah, different styles of players. Tane getting more meters and Dallin certainly looking to get a bit more involved and probably more of a threat. So he'd be my pick. In the centres, as we talked about, Kate Wells obviously an option. Berry if fit. Ali Leatawa out till round 22 according to NRL.com.
Is he
still? Yeah. He's still my number one centre once he gets back, but whether they bring him straight back in after a long-term injury, and that's still 5 weeks away. So
we're thinking Berry's fit at the moment, are we? Is it confirmed?
Well, he's listed as round 17, but we'll see tonight, I suppose. Mike Reeves is saying, isn't Marata still a chance? Heard broken nose, not concussion. Well, maybe that is the case. So we'll certainly see. He'll be named a fit. He was worried about Morgan Harper getting a call up. That's a little terrifying. Yeah. 10 minutes away from teammate naming Brad. We've probably got time for you to regale us with a little story.
What have we been up to? Actually, we went up the road. The old boy was at the old boy was on a hot rod run, mate. He brung the 32 down. Him and Ruddle brung the 32 down for a run down to Oamaru for the 50th anniversary hot rod run down there. He was telling me we met up at Brewery, Scott's Brewery, in Oamaru there. Met up there. Trace got sick of sitting in the brewery with the kids, with me and Dad catching up. So she goes, I'll take them to the park. So then me and Dad sort of just had a race to see how many we could fit in us before Trace got back with the kids and we were told to leave. But he was there telling me a story. He said he stopped in a town. I remember what town it was. And he goes, oh, how's this? How's this what happened to me? And he stopped in this town and he stopped, go for a piss. Went in, read the sign, men's, women's, yep. Blew in through the doors and he looked around and he goes, oh, that's an out of it arty looking urinal. And he started going in the urinal. And one of the wives of another hot rodder on the hot rod run walks in the door and goes, Les, what are you up to? And that's when he realized that this urinal had taps on it and he was pissing in the woman's sink.
You're fucking joking.
Leslie just glanced at the sign and just wandered on and started pissing in a woman's toilet sink. Yeah, but I couldn't believe he was telling me quite straight face, like it happens all the time. And I was looking at his mates going, yeah, that's funny.
Not happened to anyone, mate.
Exactly. I would have been still on the deck in tears if I had witnessed that. That's a cock up, isn't it? Oh, Leslie, bit of a cock up, and I think it might have been Geraldine pissed in the sink.
That's quite high as well. Like
it was 10:30 in the morning. He wasn't drinking. Not as if he was half cut. So, I don't know.
The basin would be high. Is he?
I don't
know. A tall man? I've never actually met him.
That's what I thought as well. I'm going to have to check out this urinal. I'll take a photo next time I go through, just to get an idea of what he's dealing with, because it seems unbelievable, doesn't it? But he told me stone-faced, and people behind him backed it up without even laughing that much about it. Like, I was like, hey, what's wrong with you people? This dude should be wearing it for the rest of this weekend about pissing in a sink.
I think you should cut your next promo from there, Brad, when you're calling through Geraldine.
Stuff with Geraldine. Yeah, out of it, old boy. Yeah, nah. So, yeah, caught up with him. Yeah, I thought that was reasonably funny.
Yeah, no, that's an effort from Les. Outstanding. Yeah, Brad, our sponsors at New Zealand TAB, they're obviously updating the odds all the time. And and we've blown out a little bit in the premiership market. We actually got down to single digits, $9 we were after the Cronulla victory to win the premiership. We've eased out a bit. So it's currently Melbourne Storm out in front, $2.70 to win the title. Bulldogs, $4.25. Raiders, third line at $7. And then there's a three-way log jam on the fourth line of betting. Penrith, Brisbane, and the Warriors. So we're equal with a couple of big name teams there. After that, it's Cronulla, who won't win the comp, $17. Roosters turning into a bit of a dark horse again, 26. Dolphins, who had a bit of a setback at 34, and you can probably draw a line through the rest. Manly, $51, and then everyone else is beyond $150 to win it. So we're still in the mix according to the tab.
I think we almost sit where we deserve to be sitting now. Not quite as a team and who our performance is and what we've been doing through it. I think Canberra, Melbourne, and Bulldogs are better than us, but I think we're better than the rest. I think we sit in this funny little no man's land. Yeah. Like Brisbane, are you scared of Brisbane from what you're seeing in that Sharks game?
A little bit, but I mean, they're starting to turn things around after looking pretty horrible for several weeks. But I thought there was a great win on the weekend.
Walsh is on one leg still.
He's carving up, though. He was superb at the back end against the Titans. He was great in that last 20 minutes against the Sharks. It was actually against us that he did his knee in that Golden Point game and missed 6 or 7 weeks, and then he's only been back for 2. So finally, we get to really get our mitts on seeing Walsh again. But
gotta be good if he dropped his nuts again against us. Like, imagine doing just dropping, having average games twice against us, losing it. I wouldn't mind. I don't really like that dude anymore, eh?
Really? I still love watching him play.
Like, I don't personally dislike the dude, but as a player, I want to see people smoke him out there. He's a little bit. He looks like a cow, like a bronco, like a bull rider now. Looks like he should be in a dusty bull riding ring. Looks all weathered. Yeah. It's a funny look he's got going on. Quite buffant with that dusty mo.
Yeah. He's got a very thick head of hair.
Whack up. Yeah, definitely.
Volume.
We do want Cossie's size of tane speed. That would be quite the athlete.
Well, I think he was asking either or there, Brad.
Oh, I didn't read.
Not like you think it's some sort of mad scientist trying to
Professor X
breed some sort of hybrid Ed Cossie tane to a picky.
Yeah, I failed to read the do at the start of that sentence.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do we need against the
5 minutes
Broncos?
Team name.
Size or speed? Cossie.
Yeah. Who is he going to be up against? I'm just trying to. Roger going very well on the other wing, by the way.
Yeah,
I think he's been one of our best when he's been out there.
Had that little restart hiccup in the weekend, but
so he'd be up against, unless they recall Cobbo, which I don't see happening this week. Is it Karapani? The young fellow scored a couple of tries on the weekend. That's who the replacement winger will be lining up against. I guess with Capewell on that side.
I don't actually mind either way with Cossie or Tane. Neither here nor there.
I think they'll pick Tane if he's fit, given he was, round one.
Yeah.
And until Dallin was back, he was the pick. So I expect to see him named tonight. Looking at New South Wales Cup, Brad, that team just keeps on winning. 32-12 over Penrith on Sunday. 3 points clear at the top of the table. Tanner Boyd, but probably looking less likely that we'll see a replacement for Luke Metcalf this weekend, injury-wise. But, man, doesn't that guy deserve it? So the Cowboys wanted to buy him as a hooker. I'd be buying him as their halfback. They've got much going on in that department.
He's in fantastic form at that level. Like I know our halves, you can't drop either of those halves at the moment, but there's a combination there that I'd love to see in our team, and I'd love to see a Boyd Metcalf halves with Chanel. And it's not saying Chanel's shit in the halves at the moment. I think it would serve the team better if he was our utility off the bench. Ball playing lock coming on. The dude can hit, and he offers cover forwards or backs. And I think Metcalf's game would go through the roof with an organizer like Tanner Boyd, a general out there.
He's been very impressive as a ball runner, Boyd. And scored a great solo try the other on Sunday. Big boot, good goal kicker, better goal kicker than Metcalf and a field goal kicker. But don't obviously no changes coming up. Chanel and Luke Metcalf have been very good. There is a world, I think, where someone else got the jump for round one, and that combination would have stayed.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Tanner Boyd, someone's commenting on that. Only 4 from 6 on the weekend, Tanner Boyd, but he's got a very, very good career success rate. A couple of other highlights in that one. Another guy that I'd love to see get an opportunity in first grade somewhere. It's probably not going to be with us, but Luke Hanson, still young enough to play Jersey flag. Whenever he comes up in New South Wales Cup, looks like someone knocking on the door of first grade. 3 try assists on the weekend.
How old is he?
Good little player. I guess he must be 21 if he can still play flag.
I thought he was this old boy journeyman, just getting around New South Wales. No. Is he not at all? Wow.
Geronimo Doyle, great to see him get a long-range try in the weekend. Young Kalis Paul Patoko on debut, 2 tries. Ed Cossie, a couple of early tries. 135 metres. These young forwards keep doing the job. Eddie Iramia Tava can't be too far away from a first grade call up. Maybe deserved it for instead of MGT the other week. Plays plenty of centre. Kalis Fatialofa, another good game, and he apparently has been tabled an offer. He's been scoring tries hand over fist in New South Wales Cup. Bunty, who we might see 107 metres. Just keeps on plugging away. But we're odds on to see them on grand final day. That's pretty exciting in itself, seeing a Warriors team.
I'm starting to appreciate it. Could be a good September for us. there's going to be some footy for us to be involved in or have pound of flesh. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so the TAB has, I mean, certainly not counting our chickens here, Brad, but they've got us at $1.02 to make the top 8. $1.45 to make the top 4. That yeah.
Oh, they're a fantastic team. It's the same game plan too, pretty much, isn't it? When you watch them play, they don't play too dissimilar to the top grade, which makes sense. And
and I think that's the way they do it these days.
Bit of talk. The coach, what's the coach's name of that team? Will, remind me. I can't think of his name. It's a random one. It's not a common name, is it? Like not a known name. He's sort of
it's David Tangata-Toa, isn't it? Or is it?
Yeah. So what's his background? Do you know anything about him? Where's he come from? Just Auckland League?
Yeah. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I've seen a couple little interviews of his name popped up, and they're asking him about if he gets gutted about the boys going up to the top grade, and he just thrives on it. He's there to nurture. He understands it's not the team's going to change every week, and he's just nurturing. He wants them not to be there in the weekend. He doesn't want them there. He wants them to go up to the top grade. It's quite. He sounds like quite a bloody good, real good dude. That
guy. Brad, the team lists are out. And we're going to present them to you and read them out. Exactly.
I'll dive in. I'll dive into my just hold cooler.
There we go. And there's some interesting ones here, Brad. I'm going to read it out.
Is there?
Klodstad at fullback. On the wings, Ed Cossey and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. In the centres, Adam Pompey and Rocco Berry. Chanel Harris-Tavita and Luke Metcalf in the halves. The forward pack is James Fisher-Harris and Marata Nukore, so he's okay after that knock last weekend with Wade Egg and a hooker. Kirk Capewell back into the second run. Jacob Laban getting the start, so rewarded for his recent good form. Aaron Clark at lock, and a bench of Tamari Martin, Jackson Ford, Dimitri Vaimonga, and Leka Halasima. So Tanner Stowers-Smith, 18th man, dropping out of the 17. As does Moala Graham Tulfa, and obviously Dallin out injured. Tanner Boyd, Sam Healy, Bunty, Afoa missing out on a call-up, obviously with Marata still there, and Tane Tuapiki lurking in the reserves, maybe still a chance of a late call-up. But interesting, Brad.
They've gone Ed.
It's a three-quarter line that doesn't fill me with a great deal of confidence. Cossey, Pompey, Berry. Man, I like Pompey. We're just, lacking that strike player out wide. Rogers, a workhorse, and he's been fantastic, and a good finisher as well. But just lacking that real strike guy out there. And you look at the Broncos team, which I may as well go through, but Reece Walsh at fullback in good form, Josiah Karapani and Jesse Arthur's on the wings. Katoni Staggs, that's the kind of player I'd just love to have in our jersey, that style of player. And Ali Leotara is someone that was becoming that, I thought. Gemets Shibasaki, one of the great individual success stories of the year. He's just a journeyman type, 30-odd games over about 14 seasons, bugger all tries, and then he's just
12 teams.
Got a spot carving up. He's been on fire. Couple of tries on the weekend. So, big ask there for, who will it be? I think it's Rocco marking up on him. Ezra Mam, who's been playing pretty well since coming back into the team. Adam Reynolds in the halves. Corey Jensen and Payne Haas up front. We handled Big Payne quite well in that game at Mount Smart. Corey Pakes at hooker. Brendan Piakora, Jordan Ricky, who had his 100th game last weekend. Pat Carrigan in the back row. Interchange, Billy Walters, Kobe Hetherington, Xavier Willison, the big man, and Jack Gesicki. We know what they're about. The Broncos, they've been pretty flighty. They were down 28-12 against the Sharks and stormed back with the last 4 tries of the match in the last 20 minutes. Won the game 34-28. Wasn't too long ago that they were really under the pump. They'd lost... Just doing the numbers here, they'd lost 6 of 7, turned things around against the Titans, And then, had a bye, and then a good win against Cronulla. Probably too early to say they've really turned the corner.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago they were sacking. Everyone was calling for Madge to be sacked, was it really?
And everyone complaining about the training. She was training them too hard, but they're back on track. Geez, they get a lot of games at Suncorp. They've barely left Brisbane. Since round 3.
They probably played Dolphins in the Dolphins home game at Suncorp too, did they?
Oh, they do, and they get an away game for Magic Round.
They just get everything. Far out.
Fucking Broncos.
They'll have, I reckon all of those players in the Broncos will have painted toenails as well. They're just the princesses of the competition. They're just they don't like them. Head to head though, it looks even, doesn't it? When you look through them 1 to 17, it's a pretty fierce battle we've got on our hands this weekend. We're gonna have to work for 2 points.
I think we need a fit Metcalf would be essential. Otherwise, I think we match up reasonably well. Just play that high percentage style. Good discipline, good completions, and wait for the Broncos to cock up.
I'm happy Murata's fitting well.
Yeah, he's been good.
I thought that was an HIA. Yeah, that's just a bang on the beak. Yeah, that's a positive. Halasima to the bench with Kate Bell coming in as well.
Yeah, slightly unhappy game for Lecker the other day.
Yeah.
And
probably
Laban
enjoy.
He's such an impactful player. And Laban played some big minutes the other day. I think it was career high minutes on Saturday night and had a really good game. So don't think we lose too much there.
Big game for Metcalf up against Reynolds, a proper half general game controller.
Yeah. He probably hasn't come up against too many of the big name sevens, has he? He's played against Fogarty a couple of times, Jerome Hughes, who absolutely destroyed us. He did play against Reynolds in that Golden Point game, obviously.
No Cleary, no Moses.
Yeah. Katoa against the Dolphins. But it is a good matchup against a big up in front of a big crowd at Suncorp. So it'd be good to see our halves stand up. Chance after an unhappy few moments, be good to see him back to what he's been producing in recent weeks. And a little bit of a test they did so well. That was with I think it was the first game after James Fisher-Harris's pec injury, and we just really contained Haas and Carrigan really well.
That's right.
I thought we got outplayed through the middle last week with Clark being a bit of a lone wolf there. Fisher-Harris and Nukorte and Ford and Co need to match up with these Broncos rep stars, but
yeah, they do. Jordan Ricky scares me a little bit. Geez, he can play a match-winning game every now and then, can't he? Oh, tough game. What are we saying? 5 o'clock Saturday again. 5 o'clock Saturday again.
That's New Zealand time, of course. Australian Eastern, 3 p.m. And you got that Perth time for our mini Perth listeners there, Brent.
3 p.m. Is that 1?
Yeah.
1 p.m.
That'd be nice.
Australian Western.
Let's have a bit of a bit of lunch, beer with lunch, and then into some Warriors at 1 p.m.
Just like you're sitting under the pergola outside with a TV, you've sort of wheeled out to the deck, and you're just sitting there with a cold brew, pool splashing, kids fighting in the pool, and you just starting to lean into an 18
degrees.
Yeah,
over in Perth.
That'll be good. But I'll be in Dunedin putting about 4 cube of firewood on the fire, wearing 18 layers of clothes. Miserable, pitch black, watching this one go by. I won't be watching this.
Our friends at the TAB have the Broncos as $1.55 favourites, Warriors $2.50, and a 5.5 point start. I think they've got it right on the mark there. If I really had to put my money where my mouth is, I'd say the Broncos deserve to be favourites here at home.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't worry me.
Here, Brad.
Okay,
all
go
this
for it.
Is available on the my stats article on TAB Punters Lounge, where you can get all kinds of facts. Print them off, put them up on your wall if you like.
Can you get facts hats?
No, you have to find them
You got
yourself.
to earn them. You got to earn them.
Yeah. So this Saturday it's an opportunity for the Warriors to win 3 games in a row at Suncorp Stadium for the first time, and that's because we've already beaten the Cowboys and the Dolphins there in the past couple of months. 4-point wins over both. It's our first game at the Cauldron since that preliminary final loss in 2023 against the Broncos. We haven't beaten them there since 2018. I was actually there for that game in 2018. Cracking win. We have had a draw in that time. The Warriors are also chasing 3 straight wins over the Broncos at all venues for the first time since 2013-14. We won home games against them last year against a pretty dismal understrength team, and in that Golden Point game earlier this year. So looking for 3 straight for the first time more than a decade. It would be, it's a pretty impressive stat actually, be the 6th time, if we can win on Saturday, the 6th time that we've done the regular season clean sweep over the Broncos, or the win in Auckland and win in Brisbane. Did it in 2002, 2003, 2005, and 2010 and 2013. It's been a wee while, but that's pretty good.
As a supporter, you're happy with those sort of stats. Yeah, you always want to flog the first game we played. You always want to. This is one game you want to win every time. These maggots.
It's always good. Lived in Brisbane for 6 years. Went to plenty of Broncos Warriors games. You came over to one as well, Brad. And we've had some great wins there. Always feels like a 50-50 crowd. Plenty of Kiwi expats, and they'll be out in force this weekend. You'd think 40,000 plus for this one. I think they got 40,000 for the Sharks on Sunday.
Did they? I'm sorry. I'm just
up, Brad.
You just vamp. No, I want to just see what the weather's doing in Brisbane on Saturday. Kickoff time 5 o'clock. Sun, blue sky at 5 o'clock.
What sort of temp are we looking at?
It's gonna be what did it didn't say. It's gonna be around 20. About between 15 and 20 degrees.
Jeez, it's quite the range.
Well, it's just got this wave. It's like I see a wave. It's really hard for me on the fly to work out what it's gonna. Because don't they have
a time on it?
I know it did. Oh, here we go. 3 o'clock. 20 degrees. Ooh. Sun, bit of cloud cover. That's afternoon footy in Brisbane, isn't it?
Yeah, probably suits the Broncos with their free flowing style. But we've got some pacey players as well, Brad. Hopefully Metcalf is over that cork.
Even though our backs, we haven't got the super, we've got a forward pack that can do some pretty special things at the moment and make our back line look better than they are. So hopefully those boys show up again. Those young fellas are confident. Pop a couple of offloads, get a bit of front foot ball, get on the front foot. Like you said at the very start of the show, our average set meters was average set of 6 meters. That's terrible, man. So you can't win a game with that little of go forward. Even Metcalf's kicking game all of a sudden looks shit because he's having to kick from further out. The kick chase is having to chase further, so you can't get down there on them. Yeah, hopefully the big boys can actually just get a bit of ascendance in this, especially with Payne Haas, Carrigan. We need to. You go in there a bit hyped up, don't you? I think.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm excited about this one. I'm probably more fizzed up for this than most games this year. It's always exciting, Suncorp, especially a daytime game, and that's good. Early first game.
I'm going to jump on that excitement. I'm coming with you, man. Righto, I'm pumped. Yeah, sick. Fuck, I wish it was Saturday tomorrow.
Yeah, what do we got? Another 4 days to wait for this one. But can't
wait. Another 40K at the Lord Alfred. That place will be heaving again. They'll be into it this weekend. Geez. Good luck. Enjoy anyone going to that this weekend. Have one for us. Could someone get me a cider? Buy a cider and take a pic. Send it to us, would you? I wouldn't mind smashing a cider in there. There'll be a great afternoon there before the footy.
Yeah, good times. Enjoy any of our listeners that are getting along. Not yet to get a spot.
3 o'clock kickoff. You want to bend the arm for a few hours, don't you, before you go to the footy? So go there at 9, get a eggs Benny, salmon or ham, salmon or bacon. I'm picking you as a salmon man.
Brad, you know very well that I fucking hate eggs, and yeah, eggs Benedict would be up there with
it just dawned on me as I asked that question. I forgot you're despised for eggs.
Yeah, eggs Benedict hold the eggs.
Hold the eggs. Yeah, right. Fair enough. Oh well, fucker.
On something. Yeah, I think that'll do us, Brad. Just worth noting, NRLW only a week away from starting. Warriors back in the comp for the first time since 2020.
I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see the ladies back in the comp. Ronald Griffiths, his first season as coach, the Newcastle NRLW Premiership winner, Uppy Nichols, announced this week as captain. Great choice, outstanding fullback, and 2018 Warriors original. And we'll be playing the Roosters on the first Sunday of round 1. So, yeah, exciting times.
I just love that.
Good timing for a bye week as well. We don't have our lads to watch, but we've got the women's team, so that'd be great.
Is that when they launched their season in our bye week? That is a great, awesome. Awesome. I love the women's footy, and I love when it comes on because there's just so much more entertaining football to watch during the weekend. And because it's always early, it brings the kickoff times. You can be sitting there at 1:30 in the afternoon watching a couple of women's NRL team bashing the shit out of each other. Nothing better.
Yeah, great quality of footy as well. I love it. Fiona Tate, just wanted a little shout out there. She's been a long time listener and supporter of the written stuff we do, and looked at getting tickets about 6 weeks ago and was sold out already. I'm assuming she's talking about this Saturday's game. Geez, what if it's a sellout? That'd be massive.
Is that right? Cheese whiz. Oh, well, we shall see. It'd be good to hear our crowd again. Didn't hear much of them last weekend. Shit, they were quiet there at Mount Smart, wasn't they? Just a gentle hum of the lights is all I heard.
You experienced it last year, Brad, but you were in the hoity-toity corporate box with our friends via our friends at King's Container Crew. You'll be in the stands with me for the Parramatta game in their last home game of the regular season. Could be a little bit flat if they don't turn up against the lowly Eels.
Nah, like I said, I reckon that's just a blip. I reckon it's a blip. I think it's almost needed that heading in. Hopefully, that's what I'm glass half full in it. I'm glass half full in it, and that's what I'm thinking. I'll reserve judgment to see how we perform this weekend.
Quick mention to Fonzie, nose to the grindstone. We haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. He's burning the midnight oil. He's propping up the company on his shoulders by the sounds of it, but he'll be back. He's actually talking about doing a bit of a mid-season review solo, bit of a throwback to Fonzie Talks Warriors days. I'm sure there's some of you out there that will love hearing that without Brad and I getting in the way. We'll see what he comes up with, but otherwise hoping to have him back on deck next week, live with us.
Yeah, Mr. Barrow,
if we can get a win on, it's avoiding us. But if we can get a win on Saturday, Brad, you might see us on Sunday morning coming at you. What do you reckon?
Funnier things have happened. Geez, I sure as shit thought we were doing one last Sunday morning, but there was no way I was talking to anyone about that game Sunday morning.
Nah. No, I would have dodged your calls if you were still keen to do that.
I was down the beach writing my name in the sand. I tell you, spent the afternoon down Blackhead carving my name in the sand. Oh, well, it must be time for some din-dins, do you reckon?
Yeah. Yep. Get into it. What do you got? What's on the menu tonight, Brad?
Maybe a bit of sweet and sour pork. Sweet and sour pork. I was hinting at, last week. Last week, I don't know if viewers will rewind the clock, but it was pizzas. The kids were cooking pizzas, and I was joking about
how'd they turn out?
Holy shit. They were terrible. Burnt to shit. Somehow the top was black and the bottom was raw. Just piss poor. Absolutely piss poor. I just about took a photo of it and sent it to you. So I don't know what
did you give it to them?
What's that?
Did you give it to them?
I just crunched away on it. My 3 good teeth. Chewing on the front of me 3 good teeth.
Sebastian's loving that one.
But
hopefully get some better fare this weekend, mate. This Tuesday night.
I don't blame them. They don't care. So what? I don't care about a lot of things. So I do it half-assed. They don't care about cooking. I don't mind cooking. So just a tough critic, I suppose. I'll go in there and crack some scales now.
Better luck tonight, Brad, and
I'll let you know how I get on.
Thank you to everyone that's tuned in live and dropped the comments in.
Thank you very much.
Actually, no one really asked us a question, did they, Brad? They don't really care about what we have to say. It's like question marks all over the place.
We could have put up. A lot of abuse.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez, that's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, really. I think we should start publishing them like
name and shame, man. Name and shame.
Yeah, thanks to King's Container Crew, of course, TAB and Frank Podcasts, Patreon supporters especially, and everyone that has a wee listen or a watch on YouTube. Go and click that like and subscribe, would you, if you haven't already?
There's been a bit of movement there lately, I've noticed. So keep
bit of movement, but
there's
less subscribers than there are people viewing it. So what that says to me, I'm no mathematician, Brad, but that means that you're not all liking and subscribing. It's just simple facts.
Turn off the notifications. Just turn off the notifications. Subscribe. Turn off notifications. Pretend we don't exist. Just let it tick away in the background.
Create a dummy account and like and subscribe. Just
remember DigiTease too. Go grab yourself a jersey.
Yeah.
Why not?
You out there, yeah.
We look dapper.
Yeah, and play the mix and pick game as well if you want to take your chances of winning one. But if you want to make a bird of it and get some of this gear, DigiTease. Send the links. You know where I can go and get it. It's all over the place.
We're hungry, man. Fucking leave us alone. We're going to eat dinner.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah. Bro. Okay. Until maybe Sunday if we win. Otherwise, definitely Tuesday. Here's to feeling good all the time, Brad.
This is a Frank podcast.